So the question is, how do I avoid my appraisals becoming just a form filling exercise? Now, most organisations have some form of appraisal process, and it usually looks something like this. Beginning of the year, manager sets targets. Middle of the year, manager and employee review targets. End of the year, manager and employee assess targets. Now, those targets could be task or sales target based or based on behaviours or competencies. They could link to pay review, bonus, or promotion opportunities. The important thing is that this is a process and on its own will add absolutely no value whatsoever. We've all been there at some point. Get to the end of the year, suddenly realise your end of year review is coming up, frantically dust off your appraisal form and try to fit what you've been doing for the past 12 months into the scoring system. What the process is missing is the meaningful conversations. And without those, you will not see any improvement to performance, but you will generate a whole heap of dusty paperwork. To avoid this, your appraisal system has to mean something. And having a meeting 3 times a year does not. Far more important than the process or the forms is what you discuss. It needs to be a two-way conversation that takes into account what the business needs, what the employee needs, and how you as a manager can support them in achieving it. And it needs to happen regularly, not necessarily formal meetings, but regular chats and catch-ups to see how they are progressing and whether the objectives set at the beginning of the year are still relevant. Businesses change. I've had it where the objectives that I was set in January are obsolete by March. So, to answer the question, take your focus off the forms and onto the conversations. Make them meaningful and follow up on your actions. Make them regular and ensure that they are still relevant. Get the employee involved. Celebrate successes and take actions where they are struggling. The forms will then pretty much take care of themselves. If your managers need training in turning your appraisal process into a genuinely motivational and useful activity, why not get in touch?